Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody feeling today?
Good.
Is it because it's Friday and you're at a conference? You don't have to be at work? All right. Well, how many people here would want to feel even better and feel better inside? How about for your families? Great. And how about the people that you influence on a day-to-day basis? All right. So today we're going to be talking about wellness as it applies to the family. And what we're going to do is we're going to define what wellness is as it applies to the family. We're going to address the 8 pillars of wellness. And then what we're going to do is we're also going to teach you a little bit about how you can take an assessment for yourself that you can do with your family and then also share with others to see how you rank on that particular wellness segment, either on a high or low or middle level. And then what's most important is that we're going to talk about what this really means to you and how you can make improvements for your own health and wellness, as well as for your family and other people that you influence. Personal development. That's a thing that a lot of people overlook. They dabble in it, they buy a book or two, they read a thing here and there. They might go to a seminar, maybe, perhaps. But the greatest thing that family members can do, especially as they get older, and also to teach this to your kids, even if they're smaller, is to invest in personal development, invest in you. There is no greater investment. Now, a lot of times people invest in their homes, they invest in their cars. That stuff doesn't matter. You is what matters in each of your family members. There's no greater asset than you. And that's probably one of the things that most people in the world do is they spend less time investing in themselves. Or what they think they're investing in themselves, but they're really not investing in the personal development. It might be just in learning new things, but really getting to know who you are. It's almost like if you saw that movie, remember the movie Good Will Hunting with Matt Damon? Had that type of IQ, can go into a room and solve a physics equation and not even attend class. Could take a car apart and put it back together. Could pick up an instrument and start playing without even reading music. I'm not kidding you. This is the type of mind he had. But because of drugs and alcohol, as a result, there was probably mental illness there, but it triggered it even more. So my mother has to take care of him to this day. Now, he must have 9 lives. He has to be a cat because, like I said, 4 times overdosed and came back to life. But again, this all not saying that it all stems, but the neglect from my father and not having that connection led to this. Because when we were doing some therapy about 20 years ago with him, this came up. I bring this up because there might be somebody in this room that has experienced this or knows somebody. There is help. And the key is to talk to somebody and get this out, be transparent. Because it has tremendous impact, not only your own health, but the people that you're around. And if you have children, that you don't repeat the same things that happened to you. I had my son later in life at the age of 39, even though it didn't work out with his mother. However, my goal was to do exactly the opposite of what my father did with me. Even though I'm a busy person, I travel, I speak in a lot of different venues, I coach a lot of people. I'm at all of his ball games. I coach his teams. I'm involved in his Cub Scouts. I tell him every day I wake up, before he goes to school, just wanted to see how you're doing, wish you a good day at school, I love you. But it's not words, I love you, it's the action behind it. Anybody can say, I love you, but did they really mean it? He knows that I love him, and he has that connection. You could tell that there's not that disconnect. He's not going to go through that same experience my brother and I went through growing up. The number one thing we need to do is to address the root cause. I'm going to be coming out with a book in about 3 months called Mastering Your Inner Critic. Anybody here, if you're interested, I will make sure through Sherry to make sure you know about it if you'd like to purchase a copy. And it focuses on addressing the root cause. Because of emotional wellness and a lot of people that end up being on the lower end, what ends up happening is they live in the effects of their life. What that means is that they live with these negative emotions. They live in their addiction, even though it could be manageable. they live it with these behaviors and habits that do not serve them because that's all they know, because it operates from that negative side of the emotional wellness plane.
Hello, my name is Dela Cruz. I'm an assistant professor at Goodwin College, and I was so motivated and so inspired by Chris's message today. I love to teach about family life myself. Coming from a Latin family, I was impressed on his feelings towards the Latino family, and yes, all of those things are so important to have healthy families, and I'd love to teach that to those families that don't have the type of families that we have. But you know what? We can all learn from him. I did, and I'm going to pass along my information to my students.
Good morning. My name is Shirley Kanan. I am a recruiter by trade, but I actually want to get into motivational speaking. So coming here to the Human Services Conference, it was a great surprise to watch Chris Salem. He was such a breath of fresh air. He was so inspirational. Everything that he said, word for word, was right on, and it just motivated me to go home. I wrote down so much. I have a list of things that I want to go home and implement. He is truly inspiring. I hope to follow him. I mean, he is an incredible motivational speaker, and he knows what he's talking about.